Have you ever thought Sherlock Holmes needed to be played by a cat? Yeah, me neither. Well, apparently IDW thought so in this family deduction game called Purrrlock Holmes, Purrrarty's Trail. Hey, this is JT and welcome to G Club. If you haven't already done so and you'd like to see more gaming content such as epic board game trailers and interviews, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified of new content. In our reviews, we like to talk about the best moment of the game, get into whether or not we like it, some pros and cons, and even some comparisons. So without further ado, let's jump into Purrrlock Holmes. When you're able to figure out not only who the suspect is, but the time of the crime, and that launches you down Purrrarty's trail, and you're able to catch him, that's gotta be the best moment of the game. In Purrrlock Holmes, you play inspectors at Scotland Pound attempting to take down Purrrarty's gang one by one, and ultimately take down Purrrarty himself before he flees London. Get it? Flees? Boy. Purrrarty commits a new crime and takes one more step towards freedom every round, leaving a trail of paw prints. You'll need to use clue cards from your hand to reveal leads or dead ends. With those clue cards, you'll be using your deductive skills that Holmes has taught you to guess the suspect and or the hour of the crime. If you're able to make the correct guesses about your clue cards, then you'll take a pause. Get it? Pause? To grab a paw token, which represents various victory points. If you are savvy enough to pick up clues and catch up with Purrrarty, you could gain enough victory points to become Scotland Pound's chief inspector. But if he gets away and you don't get enough prints, well, you may very well be demoted to litterbox inspector. Trust me, that job stinks. So when you're able to figure out both who the suspect is and the time of the crime, which allows you to catch Purrrarty, well, that's gotta be the best moment of the game. So that was the best moment of the game, but did I like it? Well, yes and no. Yes in the fact that I think this is a really good gateway game. It's really accessible and really is kind of geared towards younger families or those that are really just kind of getting their feet wet on deduction. And so it's kind of simplistic, but that's where the no comes in. The no comes in is that I think for right now where my family's at with two other boys, we're just looking for a deeper deduction experience. So it's a little bit too simplistic for my family right now. But let's get into the details in the balancing act. So I have to say, the art in this game is fantastic. It looks like a really well-produced cartoon movie. And so it does a really good job at pulling you into the theme. Now, while the name is cute, it does lend itself to ask the question, how many R's do you put in this? How long is prrr? Or is it like a pirate? I mean, how long do you put the R? This is a really good game for young families, probably around the ages of 8 to 10 years old. With that said, my older boys, who are about 12 and 14, really kind of felt like it was a little too simple for them. However, like I said, this has a great introduction to deduction. However, if you like your deduction with a little bit of meat on the bone, you're going to be left a little bit wanting. Just like with most IDW products, the component quality is top-notch. I do have to say that the pressure to try to catch Purrrarty seems to be somewhat trivial at times if everybody's not into the actual game. But at the same time, maybe you're just destined to be the litterbox inspector after all. Trust me, that job stinks. One of the things that my family really didn't like was that the fact that the paw prints each kind of had random numbers to them, and so sometimes it made it okay for trying to decide whether or not you wanted to try to guess both the suspect and the time, maybe to try to get both the paw prints that maybe had high points. But you could actually be in a position to where you could get the most guesses right, but ultimately still lose because you only got the 1 point paw prints. Now, if you watch this channel long enough, you'll notice that I like sarcasm and puns and all kinds of little like dad jokes and things like that. And this game is like chock full of them. And so I was certainly amused by the different names in the game, as well as all the different things like, you know, paws and fleas and those kind of things. And so that was a lot of fun for me, and I got a good chuckle out of them. Although, I do think that they missed out on an opportunity to, instead of calling it Baker Street, they could have called it Barker Street. Now, the art is just absolutely fantastic in this game. The component quality is really good, and does such an excellent job at drawing you into the theme and into this world that I really just wish they could just turn into a movie. I think would be a lot of fun to watch, or even a cartoon series on Netflix or something. So I think it's just that good. Now, with that said, I think this game is a little bit too simplistic for my family, and so it's not really designed with my family in mind. I think it's designed for young families with young kids, or, you know, groups of people that just enjoy simplistic deduction. Not deduction like Sleuth, where you have a lot of complex thoughts and actions and almost like a Sudoku puzzle, right? So I think if you're looking for a light deduction game that's great for families and young kids, then I would say you've got to give Purrrlock Holmes a look. You may find this is of your Purr-suasion. Get it? No? Alright. So if you like this video, you can click on one of these other videos that our G Club detectives picked out specifically for you. I'm sure that one of these purrrfect videos are the cat's meow.